I'll let you know Thursday from my class. So that profile thing, they told me to turn the first interview.
Oh, okay.
So they wanted some stronger.
Good luck. You still have your exam set on your laptop? Recent. See if you recent. I'm not sure. I don't see if you got it. Did you get the email I sent you? See. On Canvas or just straight to my email? Straight to the. Okay, I'll double check. This recently.
There's two Zachary losses.
Where?
The name.
On Canvas?
No, on the Gmail, so I don't know if like your student email is still on there.
Oh, there probably is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Funny though.
What's a good time to start applying for jobs?
When did you graduate?
May. See, I applied to like 4 on Friday, and I heard back from 3, and all 3 of them were like, yeah, we cannot hire her. So I'm like, so they said like, don't keep information for me. So I'm like, okay, well, I'm.
What was stopping you from taking the job now?
School. They're looking for a full-time position, but I'm not.
But it also, they only could take credits for if you work 40 hours a week.
No, yeah, I know, because I'm getting 6 credit hours now, but like my schedule for next semester will not allow me to work. So I already have classes and I can pick them, so I can't do like.
I mean,
now,
I would really just kind
but
of
it's just
stress
like,
it.
yeah,
I would
it's
stress
hard
it.
for me. Well, I did, I put on my resume like, that I'm graduating in May, and then they like called me and I'm like, just to make sure, you're graduating, you're not available.
Yeah.
And I look, we'll keep your information, but we are looking to hire like as soon as possible.
I mean,
And they told me, they're like, yeah, we're not gonna hire for May until like January. So I'm like, okay, well, when do we start applying? It seems like it's too early now.
it probably is too early. You can't have that much on your plate.
Yeah.
But, I mean, when you send out your
But it's
resume,
also insecure for me, so that's all.
yeah, I mean, when you send out your resume, you should probably really specify these are my hours for school next semester to see if someone will work with you.
Yeah,
You know, I mean, are you like 5 days a week or 4 days a week?
I'm 5 days a week here. Like this year, I'm only here 2 days a week, so I could work, up to 40 hours, maybe Wednesday, Friday, and weekend, which is what I'm doing with my internship. I'm getting the max I could, which is 6 credit hours. So like I did on my internship this semester, and next semester I might continue with them, I'm just gonna have to cut my hours. But like for a full-time position in May, they're like, yeah, we're not posting for May yet, like just yet. So it seems like it's too early to start applying.
I mean, yeah,
That's
you're looking for a minute.
But,
Because, I mean, who's really going to like it?
yeah.
You know, when there's something out there to develop the students. What I would do is just maybe have,
I mean, they said, like the conversations that we've had with owners that they do wait for students, except that they haven't posted their jobs just yet for May.
yeah,
Because, you know, they do, like, they understand that they're graduating until they. So that's my question, like, how is it if you start applying to start in May? Does that make sense?
yeah. I say give yourself 2 months. So I would say beginning of March. Beginning of March also is like a new cycle of hiring as well, too.
Yeah.
Because it's
Like,
important.
like, like, they have like reserved jobs, like, for,
Yeah.
like, recent graduates, but they're not posted just yet.
Yeah.
They do have like reserved or, you know, like,
Yeah.
corporations do that, they like, consolidate, so. That's why I'm like, I'm still so early now, but.
Okay, this is what I would do. For right now, on your resume or do a separate cover letter, these are my available hours, and this is why. I graduated in May 2017. My next semester will have these. I'm available for this, but I'm looking for full-time after I graduate. Someone may say, well, hey, you look like a great candidate, we want you, we're willing to work with you for now, and then just give you full-time status after you graduate. Because there's a lot of employers that want to lock you in before you graduate, just because you're still motivated, you have these things going on. I would do that for now. They come,
So like when you
things come
cycle
in March.
starts like in March?
Yeah, well, for Q2. So Q2 is coming around. So people are looking at their sales, their revenues, and hey, we are hiring to meet a need or something like that. Come March 1st, I would embrace that and just apply directly. But for now, you never know what opportunity to come across. I'm trying to just, hey, go on some interviews. Maybe they'll work with me. Maybe they won't. Get experience. Interviews and something where you take them down. And then come March 1st, eliminate that part.
Just like the timing, yeah, we can hold the information, Exactly.
I mean, it's best to try to get a job before you graduate.
Yeah.
They know that you're graduating. They can verify that you're in school, verify that you're graduating. They see that they want to keep you. So I would still do now. Yeah, but come March 1st, I would just directly apply as a, I'm just looking to take care of that.
Yeah, okay.
Instead of having a midterm class, it's investments, financial markets, institutions, I have those things. I was not right now, I can't, and then finance that. But there is a teaching to
You got
and
I think that'd be easy though, because you go for staff, so you would work back.
no, the thing is, they should need to be in the county or just pay attention, because I know how your teachers, I know they get them more than the time. Try to pay attention.
But no, it doesn't work on the music.
Or else you're,
I just know this respect now, so like, a protector that's already used anymore, you go class, you're fine, you know? I have a degree in economic thought, which is like an honors, or honors class, see, if I have taken that one, something previously, he's taking, instead of running to this kind of final attempt would be for each year. And it's all very good.
marvelous.
And then I got these honors courses.
I'm thinking of now, I'm like, right now, I'm not so easy, I can cover it up.
Yeah.
It might be.
See, every happening in Apple's happening in Thursday for new map. Yeah. So I think it's gonna have a LED strip where the hot keys is gonna be. And it's gonna touch there. Tap another song on the floor. Yeah, so I think the track pad is wider, it still supports touch. You're able to draw on the track.
I didn't think that one was like the first one. What was second one?
No, she's
Yeah. So it's great. And now
That hit the air, I like the air a lot.
yeah. That's probably what I would.
I mean, honestly, I would at least say just go to wherever, to the kind of store, like around the store before.
No, I saw it. It's great. That's what I meant.
I was sorry, because I'm a health person now. My brother-in-law showed me, he's like, nah, you know, like Microsoft.
I just don't like it.
Yeah.
That's all I like.
Yeah, those are my new, but I feel like if I start. That's my issue with my new pros, so
It's kind of like you started out with,
But it's just
and then
that,
went to
when
that.
people are using my.
It's
regular, they're just like, where are you?
I will give it a couple more minutes, see who else shows up here.
No, my PB.
How was the weekend? Those guys did.
No, I just, my friend.
Nothing? Where is Zack at, here? At what area?
But my hair is still dark and this was kind of a transition to dark, what was really cool.
Yeah.
So I know my hair is really white when I did it.
Down like 2 months.
Yeah, well, I
I'm right on medicine. I had
It looks more.
Yeah. You're right there.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I
Right
did
by the lot.
my ends blue.
Are you part of the situation? You guys have the 4 hour pass.
I got my blue.
So we have one. But
And so I had to chop it off. Of course, I didn't learn
we're
that.
part of these lots.
So I'm just waiting until graduation.
All right, I guess we'll start, guys. Looks like I have a small class. First thing I want you to do today, individual assignments. This is what I want you to do on a piece of paper. I want you to write down all of the memberships that you belong to. And what I mean by memberships, social memberships. So I want to talk just a little bit about social identity. Social memberships is ethnicity, race, religion, gender, anything else other membership you belong to, students. So take a think about that. Anything else that you can think of. And also maybe even some formal memberships that you're a part of. Second thing, next to each one, write down, was it your choice or was it the choice of society? Maybe your family, external things. Was it your choice to be part of that membership? Or was it a social choice? So think of every single category you think that you are as a person, as an individual human being. Hussein, you get that?
No.
Social identity.
Okay.
So write down your membership, your race, ethnicity, religion, gender, any other memberships you belong to, student, all these different things that I'm not even thinking of right now. I want you to write down, was it your choice? Or was it the choice of somebody else? Other than you? You pick your name?
Obviously not.
Okay, that's what I'm saying. So think of things like that. Get a little philosophical on that one. third thing I want you to add to that, and this is just your own personal perspective, it's relative, it's subjective. Next to those things is the good thing or bad thing. Think in terms of membership. What do you belong to in all aspects of your life? extra credit to the person who knows the lyrics to the Cubs theme song. Or can sing it out loud. It comes with it.
Go, let's go.
Yeah.
Go, let's go. Yeah, I don't know what you say, or lyrically, say.
It's very modern.
Let's see what they do.
You guys need more time? Or? More time? I mean, think of it in terms of this, there's a lot of memberships. You know, we just mentioned Cubs. There's a category, Cubs fan. Is that a good thing? Is that a bad thing? Who make that choice? Good? All right, so what's the purpose of this? Purpose of this is to understand ourselves, who we are in the world. That's really what social identity is, a theory developed by the psychologist Toshko that dealt with how we perceive ourselves in the world based on membership. Membership is a form of a group. You belong to several groups. Other people belong to other groups. How do you treat those people based on that? Or how do you interact with them based on that? So therefore, in order to be great leaders or managers, especially on an international scale, we need to understand the principle of social identity. That what we are in our groups, it's not necessarily a universal thing. People make choices in life based on other circumstances that they may choose or may not choose. With that being said, we can use that information to either motivate people or direct them or lead them different ways. So it's important to kind of step back. I think the best way to look at it is like, hey, how do I perceive others? That should really be taken on how do I perceive myself. A lot of this common sense. What you do in your environment, in your memberships, think of how other people could do it. But just look at it just in different memberships. So that I just want to just go through briefly and just see some of the stuff you guys came up with. What'd you come up
I feel like Mexican American, Roman Catholic, and I thought that they were both, not my decision, because I was kind of born into it. And was it good or bad? I think it's a little bit of both, just because with that membership, I guess, comes certain stereotypes, and so if there's certain stereotypes that you kind of have to fight, harder, I guess, to overcome, to prove them wrong, where like maybe other person's gonna have to fight those same stereotypes. Students, Polish, Russian, the only thing I really had control over was like being a student and being an employer or an intern, just because it was my decision to continue my education, it was my decision to be a working student. Everything else was kind of like born into.
Was it important to become a student based on the membership of others? Being that maybe society has more students than not, or less than not?
I mean, in my household, if you said that you didn't want to go to college, you know, like, it was just kind of a given, like, you have to go to school after high school. But it was like my decision to want to continue that, and I decided where I wanted to go. Like, it was my decision, and my parents.
Would you say that your family, which is a small society, has a lot of authority or influence on that
They
decision?
had a lot of influence.
Now, which one?
So I put woman, Guatemalan, Mexican, Catholic, student, put jobs, I put my high school, Dominican, obviously, and then my name, just like Matt did. And I said that the only ones that I pretty much had control over was my work, where I went to high school, and where I came to college. Because she brought up a good point of, in my family, it's like I didn't really have the choice of whether or not I wanted to go to college. Like I just knew, like, you have to go. Like you graduate high school and you have to be the first one to go to college. Like no matter what, no one else in my family has, so I have to go. And it was just my choice to come to Dominican in particular and my high school.
Then similar with Roman Catholic, Mexican American, female student. I also put Miranda family because we're a big family, my father was actually with me.
What family?
My last name Miranda family.
Oh, okay.
And I put, jobs that I've had. And, again, the only choice we have is like, the jobs, in school. Everything else is more like, born into it.
Okay. The stuff we were born into, do you think that's a powerful force in your life? No?
I feel like, yeah, I'm proud of who I am, whatever traditions I have from that, help me decide what to do and stuff like that. Or why I do what I do.
I put down Middle Eastern, Saudi Arabian. I include my culture, my language, my family, and I don't really have any control over, like, since I was born. But I feel like, these are like kind of things that I don't have control over until I become, this grown-up man, and I have control over everything in my life. So it's like, this woman stuff. I mean, like, to be honest, like, that's like kind of thing that my family decided for me, but like now I feel like, it's actually my decision. I want to be here, I want to do my thing. Like, I include my genetics too.
What was that?
I include my genetics, my color, like,
Oh, yeah.
my everything, but like, these stuff, like, the kind of things that I don't really have control over, like, no matter what I do. For the membership, social membership of I kind of like, like should be part of two things in the world, like, just soccer and the gym, and that's all. Like, I don't really like anything else, but like, yeah, let's do like, it's like my membership. Like,
So you have a lot of care for physical things, physical appearance, thing.
So what I had most of the same things that the girls did. I had a Mexican American, Italian, student, Roman Catholic, and my employer. For the most part, I was born into everything, except being a Yeah, I was born into it and I was taught that that's what it was, but now that I know myself better, I can decide if I want to make it by myself this time or not.
So now you feel you have more authority in the course that you were born into. Yes, sir.
Kind of the same ones, Caucasian American, male, Christian, Chicagoan, student slash worker, business student. So, you know, the Caucasian American, male, Christian, all Chicagoan, those are all my parents, well, you know, I was kind of born into that. My choice to be a student slash worker outside school. Business student, I picked business, so that was my choice. English speaker, that was not my choice, I was born into it. Political independent, so, you know, that's kind of my choice, I get to choose what I want. And then middle class, I was born into that, so.
I put on male, Hispanic, student, Dominican, non-religious, music lover, soccer enthusiast, family oriented, Elgin native, like Elgin, Illinois, US citizen, business major, Mexican, top people on our family, which is soccer team. I think the ones that I'm getting into, which is male, Hispanic, family oriented, living in Elgin, US citizen, and being Mexican, the rest are just, like, I really would choose more I went to school, if I wanted to go to school.
What has more influence on you today? Things you didn't choose or things that you choose?
I think the fact that I was able to choose on my own whether I wanted to be religious or not, or like as long as I was clear with the party, like just I think that has more influence on what I decide to do.
I cannot with the thing that I didn't choose, like my name, body, my father's bracket, and my country, which is the religion Islam. And the thing that I mostly choose the student, I choose chemistry.
Let me ask you, what has more influence on you today? The things you didn't choose that you made, or the things that you choose?
I think I choose.
Today. Do you feel that you think differently now that you're able to choose on your own as before you were able to choose before when you were younger?
Yeah, of course. Because now I have different
Perspective.
of things, more experience,
Yes.
change my decision.
So I have 3 female, student athlete, Dominican student, American, like my location of residence, like I didn't really choose that. And then I put like one study abroad student, and I kind of chose to study abroad, so I think that's really, like my choice, that's really shaped like who I am and like my identity. I think the most that like was my choice was being a student athlete. Like I wasn't really pressured by like anyone else other than myself to be one. So I think it's definitely shaped my identity. But other than that, like overall it wasn't my choice. Like everything else.
Which one has more influence? Your choices or?
I think my choices because like I have the ability to change the ones that weren't my choice, but the ones that I made my choice, I have to kind of like live with they're my choice, and I have to kind of deal with that. So.
I came up with Muslim, Middle Eastern, and my Catholic, and all these didn't have a choice for it. But I think I have a choice is student and developer and personal and I think the things that I chose made a difference for me, because like I chose between the United States and studying here, so I learned second language. So
Was that your choice?
yeah. Also to become a developer was my choice. Giving me the ability to connect with other people, other from different countries, so it's a positive thing for me.
Yeah. Raise your hand if you think that the things that are your choice, you enjoy more than the things that were not your choice. So you like your own choice, not the cultural, historical narrative that was given to you. Is that everybody, or does somebody prefer, like, hey, you know, I kind of like the heritage or the tradition more of my family more so than these things I do inside of myself? Anybody? You?
I don't know, I guess I was brought up into different cultures, so I kind of had to figure out which one, like, I didn't get to choose which cultures I wanted to, but I got to choose which one I liked more. So my friends always make fun of me because I'm Mexican and Guatemalan, but I don't act like I'm Mexican whatsoever. So to me, it's just, I like the cultures behind both of them, and I identify myself with one more than I would with the other, just because I kind of had the choice of choosing between both of them. So I just liked it a little bit more than everything that I got to choose myself, because everyone kind of does the same things I'm doing.
That's interesting. So, I'm looking at this, I mean, what I'm trying to get you guys to understand is, a lot of times people don't choose. You know, the influence and the powerful, authoritative things in their life make them who they are. But with that being said, if we are to understand them, we should be able, if we're to understand ourselves and understand that part, then we should be able to understand other people. Human brain uses the prefrontal cortex to categorize things. And we try to have reference points with that. So say, for example, we said Mexican. First, there are about 20 things that might pop in my head first. You know, you might think of food or this, that, right? We say Muslim. Then we might think of 20 different things. Are those things correct? Maybe not. They may be generic, they may be discriminatory, you know? You can use race, and you say black. You might think of this, and that. Is it accurate? Does it apply to everybody? No. Because these are social constructs, right? Society constructed these things. But it's up to us, even though we affiliate, have memberships, and associate with these things, to understand that first. Because I think we lose it. We forget it. We're automatic. So we're not thinking about the bracketing of people, of cultures, race, religion, gender, all these different things. And so we constantly put into our brains those generic references when we meet people, when we engage, when we interact, when we see them. Like, oh, yeah, oh, you're this, and that. Why? Because just my references say you're this, and that. I don't know you. Which would be inaccurate. And obviously which not lead to being a great leader nor a great manager. Because in this class, in order to be a great manager, you have to have a very high cultural intelligence. Which means that you completely understand that not everybody in the world is the same. There's a million different things and different people. And so essentially I know this social identity theory, Guy Toshville, it's kind of common sense, but it's a little bit more academic than that. You have your in groups, which is us. Like us. Who's us? Catholics, Muslims, the Hispanics, the rich, the poor, the this, the that. Whatever you feel that you belong to is us. And then you have your out group. That's done. Those people are different than us. They're not in the same membership as we are. They're in a different religion, they're in a different income bracket. They're just different. Why are they different? Society says so. Do you agree with it? Yeah, why? Because I don't feel comfortable not. I feel comfortable just going against the grain of this membership. This is the membership, this is the consensus of the membership. If I go out the grain, then I'm an outlier. Right? So most people want to be like this. Let's say in group is 99%. I mean, that's a very powerful force. You be saying, you know what, yeah, I do belong to this, but hang on. Let me think about this a little bit. There's differences amongst human beings. So not all of this is universal, it can't be applied to each case scenario itself. Being happy between groups. The word I kind of like, I was just saying, you're just quasi. You're somewhere in the middle, you know? You appreciate a little bit of this and a little bit of that. Or you just really belong to two groups. You subscribe as a membership to two different groups. So what's an example of a group? Well, let's say this is white, this is black, say this is Christian, this is Muslim, this is lower class, in between group would be, let's say independent, or let's say mixed, race, mixed. Religion, uncertain. Middle class. You're not that poor, you're not that rich. And you're independent. So the way we bracket this information, that's something we have to understand as managers. So we're able to understand the behavior of other people and why certain things are important to them, why they have certain emotions towards things where we don't. And what can we actually use to motivate them to either continue to work for us, to make them happy as employers, to make them more productive, those types of things. So we have to really kind of look at the psychology of saying, these are just memberships that people subscribe to. I understand that. What can I do to meet in the middle between my personal beliefs or beliefs of my membership versus their membership? Any questions? Anything anybody want to add to that? Does that make sense or not?
Yes.
Yeah? Do you think we think about that much or not? No? You think like, let's say in school, there are quite different memberships. People treat people differently based on the particular membership they think they belong to. But it's important. You say, well, that's, how effective are you and how ineffective are you? Do you create divisions because it's your way or the highway? Or do you create unity in a company, in a political atmosphere and economic atmosphere? Do you create unity? Do you create division? You say, no, these are the lines, don't cross this line. Or you say, you know what, yeah. A little bit of both. So today we'll talk a little bit about leadership and motivation. First question I want to ask you is, what does work mean? What is the means of you working? Why is work important to you? Give me 5 things. Write down 5 things why work is important to you. Everybody come up with 5? Go around real quick. What you got?
Experience, responsibility, time management, relationships, and money.
Okay.
I have communication, interactions, income, purpose, happiness.
I have experience, responsibility, money, relationships, and knowledge.
Where does money rank on yours? Out of those 5.
So 2.
Number 2. Who's saying that?
Part of identity, part of society, necessary to live, to provide, and self-fulfillment.
Is provide kind of on the lower scale? Like, do you feel more, hey, I really appreciate being part of this, I love this company. I love the prestige that I get. I love the people I work with. And the money is lower.
I would say the money at the highest, but like, this, I mean, by provide, I'm just meaning like, I just mean like, when I have a family or something, just, the feeling that I have like.
Money or happiness, happiness with the work or money. Job sucks, they pay you stupid amount of money.
I think that, like, yeah, this,
But you gotta do it 10 years.
I don't know, yeah, probably like 8, 7, but like, that'll be it.
But you got
I got money, purpose, stay focused, feel valued, do something productive, stay active in relationships.
Money.
Yeah, money, success, freedom, retire, and stay busy.
I don't know, money helps me reach my goals, climb the ladder, allows me to buy what I want, and keeps me busy.
Where's money on your list?
Money, experience, communication, success, happiness.
Where's money?
That's.
I said it gives you responsibility, it can help you like make a difference, income, being part of something bigger than yourself, and showing others and yourself what you like are capable of.
Where's income?
Like,
You
I
know,
think like happiness comes first for me.
Yeah.
Like if I'm miserable somewhere, like it's not good.
interesting.
But money, social position, for the one in my life, relationship, and family.
The social position is that high?
No, the money.
The money is high. So, I mean, they did a study, I think the most recent one. And they named 6 things that people wrote the importance of work. One was needed income. Number 2 was interest and satisfaction. Number 3 was context. You guys mentioned that a lot. Context with others. Number 4 is a way to serve society. Number 5 was means of keeping occupied. And number 6 was status and prestige. So you guys tell me, Goldman Sachs offered you a job. But it was just an internship. It was unpaid. 3 years. Would you take it?
What's the outcome? Very high.
You don't know the outcome. So it's like,
I did it.
because status and prestige,
Hell yeah, the top companies we go for.
even though the income doesn't,
There's no income, but if you do a good job, as I will do,
you a risk.
I'm gonna get hired and make a lot of money.
Okay. So I mean, so who would take the job? 1 or 2, 3.
Which job?
Goldman Sachs is an internship, 3 years, not paid.
Not paid.
You would take it? Did you guys live it? Because there's no money, right?
Yeah.
So you don't care about status and prestige. You want the physical money and stuff. That's interesting. So I mean, most people around the world, status and prestige, I think, is the least of these things. Because probably that's, there's a lot of people struggling just to survive. So needed income is like money is the top priority. You can't do anything. But number 2 is interest and satisfaction. So money and happiness does go together, right? Yeah. I would, number 2 would be my highest. Because I get bored very easily. So with that being said, so leadership and motivation, right? So around the world, there's different leadership styles. And there's ways to actually motivate your employees based on these styles, based on kind of what we talked about, these memberships. So certain countries have larger memberships. Than here in the United States, we have a diverse population, there's several different memberships. The one in Russia that works the most effectively is the 4th one in that. Coming down hard, the pressure on people.
this gets the most work done. You get better results when you come down hard. Everything is like we say it is. There's no if no buts, you get punished if you don't do what you're supposed to do. The UK system has the old boy system, where it's based on, not really based on your skill. It's based on particular attributes. You come from a wealthy family, you come from this, you graduate from this school, et cetera, et cetera. Not like, hey, you're the best guy for the job. It's based on the prestige, the class system, you know, how prestigious it is. Africa is, get it done, but get it done soon, hopefully. It's kind of how I see it. Time frames are not as big. It's like, hey, we're gonna do it in the next 3 years. Sometime in the next 3 years. United States is pretty simple, it's kind of do what you do. You know, risk, reward. You say I'll be here at 8 o'clock, I'll show up at 8:03. If you do, we're gonna write you up 7 minutes late. X amount of times you get loaded up, sorry, I gotta go. You sign that policy. Yeah, sure, accept this agreement. So with that, I want us to get into groups, but these are gonna be particular groups. Kind of based on our memberships that we just talked about. So let's do 1, 2, 3. You guys are Europe. Latin America. And you guys are the Middle East. So grab one of these groups. Grab a marker. Does everyone understand what's being asked? Yeah, so looking at how would you're assigning physical organization structure, how do you get the benefits? How do you give rewards to this culture? What do they appreciate? How do you punish them? You're saying you're constructing basically a business policy. This is how you move up, this is how you get a raise, this is how you know, and you say, hey, time, come in as you work. Things like that. So how it is.
Like, when I was in Africa, they like
kind of time.
So, you guys kind of understand what's next?
Yeah.
Kind of a report, time, looking out, there's monitoring through the I think the time whole course, that's so that's based on the culture, that's the last. Based on.
We like say, even if we try to still work, it's like, I don't know. Just look at the resume.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying, in this life, that, how do you kind of organize that, still be effective? You're like, people don't care about time. But what if we could punish them? You know, so they don't come off the end. Think of things like that. How do you still be effective?
Do you think being on time?
Things in culture.
Like American work.
Yes.
I feel like scared of bosses. Yeah, I feel like they will rather wake up 3 hours earlier than be late, you know, like, is it just, no, I think or late, when it goes to work, you're like the first one there, you know, like,
I would say 10 extra minutes and 5 minutes.
yeah, like, but like, too much party from, like, if you've never been to my house, like, if your family, like, oh, this called off the birthday, or they like, not have to work. Yeah, we just one of the party. That's not an issue, so what is like punishment? You don't find.
No,
What you do is you, pretty much take their grade out, and then you put them in, so, yeah. Yeah, but you don't get that.
salary reduction.
But that's just their culture, you know? My uncle, I think there's not, it would be more sort of like only two paths possible, like you get to start, like you have to start like a goal. And if she was doing something wrong, like, alright, like, you know, like, as a punishment, like they need to do 30 words. You know what I mean? Like that's your punishment. That's not really like your you don't, there's no regulation around it. Yeah, but it could be like, oh, you did good, that, you know, but then a lot of times you're just like, so like if paid time off, that, yeah, it is literally on like. I was telling you like the line of focus I was looking over because like that was specific enough I guess. We do have that here, but you can check on. I just knew that. So like, you know,
So like if you're going to go.
I just know what it is.
This.
But I thought I was going to be better because I knew that test, like, to be your job.
I feel like it's kind of easy to solve.
If you start studying, like, right
You know, if you can tell someone is serious.
I don't know.
It's not their attitude.
Country profile.
Do you have any other ideas?
Our meeting here.
They won't do it.
So you don't need to like, this is the only source of information. Like, you already have, you need to, you know, like, this brings, so, like, the whole year, I'm going to study out.
Oh, yes, yeah.
That's usually what goes into like. Do you believe, yeah, the only reason they get laid off is literally it's just like, lack, you know? Like, closing down.
I guess. So we go over this before that. Like in certain.
Is there like the same or moving
Like
down?
really hard.
Stability.
Yeah. I don't know. Yeah. I really don't know. It's just really hard to understand. But like, why? We asked them. And I thought you just didn't understand. Oh, but I was literally, yeah.
So like, stuff,
Like, even like restaurants.
I can't quit.
But how do you remove that from the outside of the function?
I'm sure it's a huge market.
We have so many things. That which makes us look better. This makes it great. We're the only ones who are gonna have to do like, you're gonna have to put the pan, I'm gonna put the lunch or anything like that. And I'm just gonna be like.
All right, so what did, which ones come up with? Latin America. All right, so we got Latin America over here. What is your reward system? What is your punishment system in Latin America?
Okay. So ours was her reward. We said paid vacation. We said that in Latin America they don't really do health insurance either. So like you usually have to buy it so the company can provide them health insurance. Like that would be the biggest reward you could get.
So in Latin America, health insurance, not a lot of people have it.
Unless you have money to pay for it.
Okay.
And then if they can spend family time or they can get paid time off because even when they do a good job and they're like take the day off or take the rest of the day off, they won't do it because they need the money. So like if they can get paid for taking that time off. Yeah. And then our punishment, we said that people usually don't get fired because like it's a loyalty thing when it comes to Latin American cultures. Like you work in that place and you should never leave. So
people have an understanding that that could destroy a family, so they're not so apt to just fire you.
Yeah.
Because the community is kind of built on that.
So the way that they punish is usually like giving dirty work. So you keep your position, but you just get like tedious tasks to do or like things that you normally would have someone else do for you. Like you have to take on that responsibility, or you get demoted. So if you had a high position, you end up working like in the field of doing something that someone that is lower than you would usually be doing.
That's awesome. I like that a lot. You guys really get the nail on the head. Europe, the EU, what do you have?
So we kind of just went off like what we saw when we studied abroad. So I was in Ireland, was in London, so we just kind of went off into that. Time is not really an important thing. Like deadlines, like the buses would never come on time, they would at least be like 15 to 20 minutes late every time we would be waiting. So we said they were more relaxed. We said kind of the punishment would be like incentives for being on time, like just like little things, like maybe like kids or something, or like do things like raises or promotions or eventually or something like that, just to like give people the motivation to come in on time and just keep timely and everything.
Okay.
We also said that Europe's not really money driven, so like it's more enjoyment based, like their work. That's kind of like the standard. So I feel like they could be rewarded, like if their job is satisfying, like if they have the right attitude coming into work. Like you can kind of tell if someone hates their job or if they have a bad attitude or something like that. So I feel like being rewarded for like enjoyment of the job rather than being completely limited, which is kind of like the US. And then he said like innovativeness. When I went to a lot of countries like Greece, they would like completely shut down like restaurants and businesses during like non-tourist season, which was really weird to me. So like I feel like staying open late and just being like innovative in how they can be effective in making money during like non-tourist seasons, I think that they could be rewarded in that sense too.
Okay, that's awesome. Yeah, you know, you take a lunch and it's like 4 hours.
Yeah.
Having lunch is just when you come back.
Right.
Middle East, what we got?
So we were, I mean, like, went through what we know about the Middle East. I mean, we don't really know about the UAE,
Yeah.
but like, we also know about Saudi Arabia. So that's kind of like, our representation of, everything we know. I'm surprised that the punishment, I mean, we came up with aren't really as bad as the ones that you guys have in the US.
Okay.
Like, you guys feel like sued for everything in life for some reason. So we came up with the rewards. It's kind of physical. Saudi Aramco, the biggest oil company in the world. My dad is in a company called Skico. He's the vice president, and it's the only it's the only electricity company in Saudi Arabia. So like they give them luxurious stuff. So it's either like Rolex or stuff like that.
So material items are really good incentives to give.
They give them cars too. Some
Specific cars, German made cars.
I mean, not really luxurious cars, but Toyota, Jeeps, stuff like that.
Right.
Yeah. Free tickets sometimes, when you get married or something, just go, spend some time, with your wife, in somewhere else, just, they pay for everything. Fancy gifts, as I said, Rolex, stuff like that. Housing, some of the companies actually provide housing, they actually buy you a house.
And did they give you the deed, or the company still retains ownership?
No, you own the house. They just give it to you, but you're gonna work for them your entire life, that's for sure.
I think that's a huge incentive.
I mean,
You think of how loyal someone would be to your company that you're starting?
I mean, some of the
companies,
companies even own districts in Saudi Arabia, so just like Saudi Aramco, they own that district for the Americans who work in Saudi Arabia, so it's only like an American, so just like an American neighborhood.
Okay.
So it's even they even actually apply some American rules in that district.
Just in that.
Yeah.
It's kind of like the same thing in the UAE and Qatar.
Yeah. And zero interest loans. Actually, my dad got that one. It's when he retired, they gave him a loan. They said you have 15 years, 20 years, no interest, you can just pay it out. Yeah. Punishment, salary reduction, 2 5% reduction or something like that. Vacation days.
And if we already have. So it balances between the lifestyle that they're providing versus what the lifestyle you can possibly live. So there's a huge incentive to say, I like this lifestyle. And it's really going to hurt me if I take a 5% decrease.
Sure.
Actually, that's a really good way to retain some people. Hey, give them a cool apartment, pay the rent, give them a decent car, pay the car note. They would never pay. And then you could just cut the cost of which we're paying. Then you essentially grasp control of their lifestyle. And you think hey, I would never leave because I can't lose this apartment, I can't lose this car. Okay, that's it.
We said vacation days reduction too. We usually have how many vacations do we have in Saudi Arabia for Eid and Ramadan?
I think the total would be 1 month.
Really? So it's a total of 1 month vacation.
Wow.
And it's actually awesome because in Ramadan, they actually the whole system in Saudi Arabia changes. So school days. Actually, we don't have school. Work companies and stuff. They change the working time. So instead of
Because you can't work during the day.
I mean, they could, but they just just want to down. Less promotions. That's that's really. We thought of it as a punishment because everyone is trying to get a promotion in Saudi Arabia because promotions in Saudi Arabia is something that you do really fast, depending on how well you do and how how awesome or the awesome connections you have. And firing, like, we said, like, you can get fired too, like, that's like the worst thing that can ever happen to you.
But it probably takes a while.
Yeah.
Too.
Yeah.
Very interesting if you notice something, right? So 3 different parts of the world, Latin America, Europe, Middle East. What did you notice? I, for one, noticed family. I want to spend time with family, I want to do stuff, I want to cook. That's the incentive. The EU is individualism. I want to go out, I want to enjoy myself, I want to do stuff. This is national social structure. It's basically just the country, right? The social, what do you exude? You have to always exude something. You have to exude either being wealthy or getting wealthy or something. Because if you don't, then you feel substandard to the other sides. So that was something that I took in. Briefly, just go through this 1 minute. Global mindset of successful leaders, some of the things that came up in the textbook. High cultural quotient, high cultural intelligence. You're super smart, but you don't know nothing about other cultures. That's not good. You know a lot about other cultures. Excellent. You don't even have to be that smart. Intellectually smart. Open-minded, flexibility. Can you communicate cross-cultural? Do you speak multiple languages? Team player. Are you able to balance local and global objectives? You're not just focused on the headquarters. You actually care about what's going on where your subsidiaries are. And in general, these are broad system perspectives is how leaders see things. They see things very broad. They see things macro. Personal autonomy and emotional resilience, they don't get emotional. One thing before you go, I'll take this. I guess you can read the rest of that. But good CEO, from my observation, dealing with all the people I've dealt with, or manager CEOs, they actually like conflict, and they don't get emotional ever. They like, let me put it differently. They like pressure. They're very good at pressure. Some people will break under heavy pressure. I'm freaking out. I don't know what to do. No, these people are always the same. They're always the same when it's heavy pressure. Hey, just atomic bomb just went off in Japan. What do you do? The general not loses composure. Everybody else is civilians. So that's the difference between leaders and not. But then we'll stop. We'll pick up on Thursday. I'll hand back your exams on Thursday or any other.
I told that email about the date was like
And then the cases, like, I bring out, you can start that.
And like the question was fine, I think he's
Thursday, I had to take she took it as a study hall with checklist.
Yeah.
So there's that. Hey, just remind me.
Oh,
I just put my support for audio. Just keep it, it's like just like. So you guys are actually Thursday or?
Yeah, I probably could say something about this. I had the guys' personal emails, I had the school ones, but if you want, because I actually, it is nasty, but like I started to that we can use. Yeah, I mean, it's so, they're going for 2 different ones, and I don't want to mess with like the words that they have, things and the language different. So it's 2 different ones, if I got here. Email, I can just do that. We'll do this yet. I was so confused because like I got
have lots of summer.
Maybe I'll be.
I think if you
That's
say
it.
hi, you said
It's not
something,
the
it's
whole
gonna be very fun.
Oh, no, that's different. That's for the response. On this, not the one that you talked about. Because I just had the answer. It's not the same person.
Well, you said that if you had such a strange partner, like before, like.
It's like,
partner.
yeah,
Can I haven't done everybody yet.
No, I mean, it's random.
Oh.
You'll just have to scan this just a sign.
Oh,
And it's okay to just start.
okay.
Randomization is good.
Okay. Oh, yeah, my name's Big Pop.
It'll be okay.
I was so really confused. I was like, I'm still gonna do
Yeah, there's, once we do a class, and then there's something else.
Oh,
You know, this is the beginning when I just did a canvas, and like, I make this group project groups of 2, and it just, and each new one just does it again, so sometimes they do the same one. If it was super clever, I would say I'm gonna have 12 iterations of 2 each, and then it would make sure that it's not that smart. The algorithm is not good at. How you doing? All right, how are you? Good. I'm sure that in future versions of Canvas, I'll have.
Oh, yeah.